think
Ah,
it keeps moving.
what am I doing?
Don, what are you doing?
I was watching Supergirl.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm here. That's why I'm talking to you, isn't it?
Oh, right.
I've cut on Supergirl and now I'm watching this. Am I allowed to eat and drink?
Yeah, of course you are.
We're live, isn't it?
We are live.
Oh, 1 second.
Can you lower the volume if you're watching it on anything? Because we're getting feedback.
What you saying?
There you go. Yeah. Welcome to the Centre Circle Football Show. We're back. Coronavirus edition. Suspended. Premier League suspended. Euro suspended. Everything suspended. I can't hear you, man.
No, I'm there. We're just getting a lot of feedback.
It sounds good to us.
I've muted mine.
A lot of echo. Hang on. And I don't know why.
What, are we meant to be live now?
Yeah. But the sound is trash.
Why don't you log off? I mean, why don't you not go live and then try and sort it out and then we can just talk amongst ourselves?
Yeah. You two talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, talking about this coronavirus, though, obviously, remember I was just saying to you, Farah, about the private sector. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really a turnaround.
Yeah. They had to do something. The markets are tanking. People would legit be out of business.
Yeah.
They had to do something. And this literally caught them off guard. They were not ready. So,
what do you think is really, I mean, when you think of the impact now, like, you kind of think, Ebola, for example, how that focused on like Africa, but this is global. And I don't know if you I'm sure you've seen like the news reports about Italy and how it's crippling countries.
yeah. Look at where it hit, though. It hit the world's supply chain, which is primarily China.
Yeah.
But I don't think, for me, I don't know. I think there's still a bit of scaremongering going on. I don't, I'm looking at the stats. I'm looking at how this thing is moving on a daily basis. And for a certain demographic, like the elder people, it's going to wipe them out. So fair enough, we have to be careful. We have to quarantine. But it's become clickbait. Everything is clickbait. And I'll tell you something, Dean, I'm tired, man. It's only the first real week of it,
Yeah.
And I'm just tired of all this wall of noise. It's just, how do you find it?
Yeah, it's I mean, when you look on the news now, the news might last for half an hour. 25 minutes is taken up because there was somebody had sent me something in light of what else is happening around the world that we're oblivious to because of coronavirus. And I think one of the things that a lot of countries are, you kind of see the vast difference in the approaches that each government is taking. So, for example, some countries are like, schools are going to be closed, we are shutting down. England, they're like, no, we're going to keep sending the kids to school until we feel that. I mean, that's nonsense. But then on the flip side, you've got Donald Trump stating, well, we're doing what we can and we'll get through this. And even you got physicians who are clearly saying Donald Trump shouldn't be saying that because it's worse than people think. So a lot of people get these messages.
I think with America, it's a unique place. So, for example, let's look at Boris's decision and the way that his strategy here. Yeah. So Boris is leaning heavily on the scientists, his aides, and what he said in his first address was that England's a unique proposition. We're an island. We're quite a powerful island economically, but the way that we're set up in terms of our National Health Service and our schools and everything is slightly different to everyone else. And what he's been advised to do is he wants the population to get it, to build community immunity, right?
Yeah.
Rightly or wrongly. There's a logic in that, and there's a logic in full quarantine as well. But he's chosen a path and he's stuck by it and he's going down that route. Children are the carriers of everything, not only coronavirus, but everything. Flu, everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when your daughter or son, when they go to nursery for the first time, yeah? Man,
Yeah.
them little buggers bring everything home.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
Everything, yeah?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for other
Yeah.
countries to close the schools.
Yeah.
But Boris is sticking to a strategy. But what I do like is you've got to have the social strategy, but you have to have an economic strategy to back that up.
Yeah.
And in the budget last week, they came out of the traps. You know, they said, "Yeah, we're going to prop up this whole country with a solid budget." You know,
Yeah.
and I like that. I like that. I think Boris is a man of action. This party is a party of action.
Yeah.
So whether they're following so look at Italy, for example. Italy is being decimated, but statistically, Italy has the highest proportion of older people compared to any other country in Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. They did say that. Yeah.
So the number will be skewed. No matter
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Look at countries like Singapore. Yeah.
Mhm.
Singapore nipped this in the bud because they had SARS recently. Yeah, in the last 10 years. They have the infrastructure. We don't have the infrastructure. But back to my point, with America, because, you know, have you seen some of the emails that are floating around from universities telling foreign students in America, we don't want you to stay in that backwards country, you have to come home. Like Norway. Norway told their students studying in America, don't stay in that third world country, come home.
Yeah.
That's because of the US's health service. Or lack
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Yeah.
So imagine, Darnell, you've got people who can't afford insurance. They're not going to fess up whether they've got coronavirus or not. They'll try to ride it out.
Yeah. Of course.
Because they're going to pay.
Yeah.
That's why I think America will go like wildfire. Wildfire.
Yeah. 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 It's I think a lot of depending on obviously the sector that you work in, like nurses and doctors, they're told still keep coming into work, and they're almost like the last defense. If they go down, the people are screwed. People are screwed. And then they went on to say that. So the government say, yeah, we're ready to tackle this. We'll fight it and we'll get through it. But you've got some physicians and doctors, and they've said that we don't have enough oxygen tanks. There aren't enough ventilator machines. So when it really starts to ramp up, they're not going to be able to handle it. There will be insufficient equipment to handle the intake of patients. So on one hand, I think governments and the powers that be, they don't want to really give people a clear picture of how bad the situation is.
Yeah.
Because I think people will panic. As you're seeing already in the stores. Classic example. Look at the stores. Like, I mean, I couldn't believe it.
I know what it's like up where you are. Have you been shopping near Colchester?
I went to Tesco's, and this Tesco's it's a mega Tesco's. So you know, like Beckton, Beckton Tesco's.
Mm.
You know how huge it is.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but possibly even bigger. There's no bread, no toilet roll, no eggs, no flour, no rice, no chicken, no fish. It's wiped out. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Same with me, man. Tesco, Goodman's.
Yeah.
It's like when you play Fallout 3, when you want to do dystopian apocalyptic games, and the first store you walk into is just mash up and the lights flickering and there's some rats scurrying.
But I was pleasantly surprised. There's Lidl by my house. The shelves were stocked, fine. People were taking their leisurely time to walk around. I got my fruits, I got my veg. The only thing I couldn't get was rice. But apart from that, there was fish there, everything. Everything was there.
We went to Asian shops, man. Yeah. They
Yeah.
put a 15% minimum markup on all their stuff.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what they will do, and I've heard that you can go to the Indian shop or the corner shops, and they'll have something, but you're going to be paying. You're going to be paying for it, but people will pay it. For me, this is an opportunity for retailers to really mark up their price to make a profit.
Yeah, yeah. Right,
Um,
speak. Let's see if we can hear you.
can you hear us, Faze?
No, we can't hear you.
But now they're talking more about footballers and more footballers. So I think they said Matuidi now. He's the second player for Juve to get coronavirus, but Arteta had it. I think the next day or
My
day
sound
after.
is really bad, so I'm not going to say too much.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
You're
can
back.
hear you.
So, yeah, what about the Euros has been moved? What do you think about that?
Would you say it? You just cut out.
The Euros have been moved till next year. What do you think about that?
Say that
The
again. It's sounding
Euros,
quite choppy.
Go on, Faz.
the Euros have been moved to next year. What are our views of the Euros being moved to next year?
Oh, you can answer that then. You can answer that, Faris.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I think next year we'll have a nicely rounded England team. I'd like to see Madison get a few more games for England before he's thrown into the Euros. We won't win it, obviously, but I think it's a good thing. I think
Mm.
Liverpool will win the league once it's restarted. We'll get over that, and then we can prepare for the Euros next year.
Yeah. I just wonder how, not how it will affect. Because remember, there's always a 2-year interval between the Euros and the World Cup.
Mm.
So I think obviously it will kind of throw it out of sync next year. But at the same time, you're right. I think it will give players a chance to really come through and prove themselves. So like you won't have those
Exactly.
one season wonders getting called up, getting an England call up. You'll actually have to see they'll have to be consistent now throughout next season. So yeah, as you said, Madison, Chilwell,
Chilwell, Nathan Ake.
yeah, the Man U left back, Aaron Bissaka.
Yeah, wow.
I can hear you lot, yeah. Yeah. No. Carry on talking.
Really
Yeah.
plays better.
Yeah.
There's a bit of feedback, guys. We heard a bit like of.
Static.
Yeah, I can hear that. There's all kind of things going on. Can you hear me?
No, you're
something
breaking out, man. You're breaking out.
All right, carry on then. I don't think I can join. Oh, my sound is too bad.
I can't hear you now.
I'm not talking.
No, you're not talking. Okay.
I'm talking. I was getting my charger.
Yeah, so what do you think about England in the Euros next year? Given that we're having years rest, well, will they? I don't know. They'll have to push next season out, the start of next season out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's think about this. So imagine if they start beginning of April, yeah? Then the league will finish end of May, beginning of June. I think Faye's being beamed up. Exactly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Is it a bit better?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. So what were you lot talking about?
How many league games are left after April?
I mean,
starts back in April.
You know what I think, yeah? What if they have the option of just playing out... I hope you can hear me. What if they just have the option of playing out like the teams that have a game in hand or something like that? Do you think that would be fair?
No.
What? No, because no, I don't, anybody would be happy with that, but I'm not happy on so many levels. The fact that we could have set the record for winning the league in the earliest and the fastest time, and almost like it's almost taken from us because the earliest we can win the league is April, whereas we could have potentially won it in March.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they'll then try and almost do the calculations to see if we had a proper season, we would have then won the league. The equivalent would have been finishing the league in maybe March. I don't know if they can do that. But then secondly, we want to try and get maximum points. We want to try and get as many points. We want to break records. We don't just want to win the league. But I think with this coronavirus, it's tarnished the league. I think for me personally, it's tarnished the league.
I think when we were trying to win the league for the first time, Liverpool tried to win the league for the first time in 30 years, and we get derailed by coronavirus. And if you look at our performances since the February break, we've been crap. Yeah.
Mm.
And now we're going to come off the back of this layoff. We're going to squeak the league if we're going to win it. Yeah. It's not going to be 25 points. You know, I think we'll come down to 10 or 9. You never know.
Yes, no. Unless Man City slip up.
Yeah. But we only need 3 more games, right? So
No, we only need 2 more now.
2 more games.
Yeah, 2 more, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's a weird one. But they should play the 38-game season out. I don't
Yeah,
care
I
what
think they should.
they have to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it tarnishes everything.
But the thing is, like, when you look at some of the players, I was thinking about this the other day, like player of the season and stuff like that, you know?
Corona.
These
Corona
players all
number
feel
19.
bad, don't they?
Corona. Red shirt number 19.
Corona.
Left back.
Yeah.
When you think about
Yeah.
Alexander Arnold, you know, players that have been brilliant this season, and then all of a sudden, they probably wouldn't get the accolades, right, for, you know, being so good.
Yeah.
It's bad, isn't it? It's basically write off a whole year of their career, which is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on what drives you as a player. So for some players, they want excellence. They want to play at the highest standard. It's more than just receiving trophies. Whereas for others, I think they're just happy to win the league. No matter how they do it, they'll win the league knowing that, guess what, they'll move on to another team soon. Like, I think you'll have the likes of Lovren, knowing this is his last season at Liverpool. He'll be happy just to, you know what, get a trophy, get a league, and leave. Whereas I think others who they want to keep the momentum going, I think a lot of them will be quite disappointed in how this season's panned out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because there were a lot of records that could have been broken. You know, people discussed maybe we could have gone for the treble. That went out the window. Then the Cup went out the window. Champions League went out the window. Then possibly winning the league in the earliest time possible. That's gone out the window. So even though I think it's been a good season for Liverpool, I think honestly there'll be some disappointed players. I do think that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
But no, it's just like we're all in shock, isn't it? This is crazy. No football on the weekends. Like we've never seen anything like this, right? It's just mad when you think about it.
I know, I do.
And then you think you're gonna have the Euros, right? And then you're gonna have the World Cup, like straight after, like 1 year later. That puts a lot of strain on players as well, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? That's their profession.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but you know how people talk about they're not match fit or they're tired. Guess what?
Yeah.
You get paid hundreds of grand to do it 90 minutes. Guess what? Suck it up and come out and play. Yeah, that's my style.
Yeah. No, that's true. It's true as well. Yeah, man. But Liverpool, though, yeah, it's not a given mathematically, right? For them to win. Van Dijk's the defense has been wobbly in the last few games. Have you noticed that? I noticed that.
Well, we just need 2 more games.
Ramble.
Just win 2 more games. That's it.
Yeah.
2 more games and we're sorted.
Yeah.
You know what? No, the team that I'm laughing at is Spurs. Spurs is a mess. That is a mess of a football club.
Yeah.
I know. Do you think he'll stay? Do you think Mourinho? Do you think they'll keep him on until next season?
They'll sack him. I think they'll sack him.
But once again, he walks out with a nice payout.
Yeah. He's finished now.
I think Levy will keep him.
To do what?
Backed him. I think he'll keep him. But you know, Mourinho was finished a few years ago.
Yeah, he's finished. He's finished.
They did say something. They did say something about the fact that back in the days when he was with Chelsea, they said, you know, he was a chosen one, etc. Great track record. But they then went on to say, football's moved on, but Mourinho hasn't.
Yeah. It was the same thing with Wenger. Yeah. Football moved on by decades and Wenger was still reaching for that top 4 trophy.
Yeah.
But football has moved on. Klopp and Guardiola, more Klopp now than Guardiola, has taken the game to a whole different level. And the same with what's that dude? Nagelsmann and Tuchel, you know, that breed of manager. Yeah. They've taken the game to somewhere else, man. Nagelsmann is amazing. But Klopp, that philosophy now is he's changed the game. Yeah, the way that the fullbacks play has redefined what football is. So Mourinho can't play against that, parking the bus. And plus, it's more entertaining. The German teams now, they play such entertaining football. If you look at Dortmund, Bayern. Yeah. Even in the Australian Bundesliga, Leipzig, they play a fantastic football. Sweeping football end to end, you know. Mourinho can't compete with that anymore.
Yeah.
It's true.
What do you think about Pogba, by the way? What I mean, this guy seems like he's a ghost now. Like, what do you think's happening? What do you think genuinely is happening with Pogba?
Well, apparently he's been injured, right, for all that time, which is a bit weird, right, to say the least.
Do you think he's legit injured? Yeah.
No, I think it's rubbish.
Actually,
I don't.
Let me check his Instagram and see where he's at.
Yeah, I don't know. I just it's just strange. Like people don't even talk about Pogba anymore.
Yeah.
Like they talk about Man U and they just don't mention Pogba. Somebody else that I thought about also, who do you think he's got another season or two, is the Spurs goalkeeper, Lloris.
Yeah. No, you know what? I'd love to see him for another season or two. Yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously it's Pogba. You want to see him playing at his best, especially now with, and you're going to laugh at this, but this is true. Fred on form, right?
No, Fred. Did you see
Come on,
Fred's
Dan.
pass?
He's been
Are you doing
brilliant
through ball?
recently.
What are you
Last
doing
8
through ball?
games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but come on. You beat the team 5-0. Come on, that's Sunday League team. We put up an 11 aside. Our Sunday, we put up an 11 aside from our Sunday lot against that team. What they call Larks or something like that.
Last.
Yeah, mate, we would give them a run for their money. They were shocking. That through ball, any of us could have done that through ball.
I fixed the audio. It's fine now. Yeah. No. And McTominay. McTominay's been brilliant for us. I know you're going to laugh again. No. You have to say our midfield, and you put Bruno in there. Oh my God! I know you're both jealous of Bruno. I know you want him out of Liverpool. He's a brilliant player.
days.
He's a brilliant
No.
player. Player of
You
the month.
put-
Do
you-
you know that he got player of the month?
Yeah, but that's not difficult to be player of the month, especially for Man U. I mean,
No, for the Premier League player of the month.
no, I know that. But remember, player of the month is normally the most improved or most influential.
Yeah.
It's not difficult to put a decent player in a crap team to be influential.
No, but coming from Portugal,
That's a
right?
good point.
Coming from that's a
That's
good point.
good.
That's a good point.
That
Coming
is
from
good.
Portugal at what 26 years old, I even doubted whether he could do it here.
No disrespect. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect. I'm not taking away the fact that there's a lot of promise. He's had a good. He's been influential last month, but the reality is that Maguire was starting to look good because he got a goal against Tranmere, and people started to sing his praises. So no disrespect. I think for me, a good player is a consistent player.
Yeah.
That for me. So yeah, I'm not going to take it away the fact that he's had player of the month, of course, but I think he's come in. I think there were a lot of expectations. He's fulfilled some. The teams got better around him, but I think we need to see how he plays against like the bigger teams, and we can assess it from there.
I think so, but I think he's got something. Yeah, go on, Faz.
Talking about Fred, not Fred, Bruno.
Yeah.
Another player who's a bit of a, what can I say? He's a decent player, but the team around him is shit. Is Jack Grealish. What do you think about Jack Grealish next season?
Go on, Don.
Great player.
Are you a Grealish fan?
Great player.
I am. For me, it's a socks. It's a low socks. It's that old school boy look.
Yeah.
But I
It's
mean,
like Peter Beardsley style.
yeah, love
Yeah.
it. I think
I
for
love
me,
that.
he's underrated.
Yeah.
He's so underrated. He's carried Villa throughout the Championship and in the Premier League. Even if they go down, Grealish for me he's worthy of being in a top 5 team. Top 5 team easily.
Is he worthy of a Champions League team, or is he worthy of Man United?
No, I think he's better. I mean, I think he'd look good in Man U, but I think that he would be selling himself short if he went to Man U, honestly.
Yeah,
No, but I think he's going to end up at somewhere like Tottenham, don't you think?
Oh,
No. He's better than Tottenham. Jack Grealish is so underrated. Like for me, I didn't understand why a Premier League team didn't buy him when he was in the Championship, because he's been doing this. He's been doing this all last year anyway.
Yeah.
all last year. Yeah.
He's a brilliant player when he's on the ball, man. And he's so inventive on the edge of the box, isn't he? Coming from the left. He's a brilliant player.
Bring him to Anfield.
The forward pass.
Yeah, always making it. And for an English player, so rare to see.
He's not making these lateral passes. He's always looking forward. I like it. I like that.
I would love to see him at Liverpool. I'd love to see him at Liverpool. I know that because I think he could. I think that he might not necessarily be. Can you imagine him and Firmino just playing with each other? Not literally playing with each other. But I think for me, for him, he brings something so different. Just his movement. But we'll see what his asking price is. As an English player, we'll see.
No, you know what? Yeah, I think it's a good shout for Liverpool, but I think he would take Keita's place because Keita has been shit. Yeah, he's showed flashes. But I think it's Grealish, Hendo, and Gini in the midfield, and that will work quite well. Yeah, but I think Grealish needs to step up. Another one for you. Another question is Aubameyang. Where's he going?
I was about to ask about Aubameyang.
What shirt will Aubameyang be putting on come God knows when the season starts next year?
I would love to take Aubameyang.
No, he's not. I think he's leaving the Premier League. I think he's leaving the Premier League.
PSG?
Yeah, I've heard talks of PSG. There was, I'm trying to think what player it was I heard that PSG were going in for, actually. In the Premier League.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was, but supposedly it's almost like a done deal that this person's going to... I need to look it up now, actually.
Yeah.
But somebody's going to PSG, supposedly. And there are talks of you losing your keeper to Real Madrid.
Yeah, but I mean, we always heard about that before, about us losing him, right? But then they bought Courtois, isn't it? But I mean, I don't think Courtois has been all that great, right? I think that for me, David De Gea is still one of the best goalies in the world, man. Not if no. Okay, I think Alisson's the best goalie in the world. I think Alisson's the best keeper in the world by a mile. The guy is unbelievable, man. And people don't talk about him enough because of all the other players around. Yeah, you know. Yeah, and then. Yeah.
For next season.
I like Mahrez.
Wow. I like Mahrez a lot. Brilliant player.
Yeah. And Gareth Bale, he could leave on a free transfer this season.
I don't see who would on a free. No, but his wages will be ridiculous. Yeah, I don't see who would buy Gareth Bale. His body's broken, man. You're basically getting Professor X.
What you think because he's so injury prone?
Yeah. He's going to give you 15 games a season. He's going to moan about the other time he's on the bench. I don't know. Yeah. I think Gareth Bale has damaged goods since his time in Spain. Plus, he's done it all. Why would he need to try? He should go to the MLS. He'll tear up the MLS.
But then where's the challenge? I think for these guys, is it after a while, is it a payday or is it still that love and passion to win things?
Yeah, and I think that if you look at Ibra, Ibra's gone back to Milan because he loves playing football. He knows he's still got it. You know, he didn't need to do anything. He's nearly 40 something. So I think Ibra is a good example of that.
No, I saw a brilliant stat the other day, and it was something about the top goal scorers in the world, right?
Yeah.
And how they're all 30 years old and above these days. So you look at Lewandowski, Aguero, Aubameyang, and someone, I think Suarez is over 30, isn't it? Like the best strikers, right? And how they're consistently putting out numbers. And they were just saying, people saying that's amazing to see that of players of the 30s. They're not in decline. They're still putting out crazy numbers. And then they were looking at where's the other generation coming through? Like where's the players that's 24, 25, haven't even hit their prime yet, but they're doing crazy numbers as well. Like it's the same guys that's on top now as there has been for the last few years. Do you know what I mean?
But I think
Lewandowski, legend, man.
Is coming through.
Yeah.
The other generation is coming through. Timo Werner, what's his face? Mbappe, obviously. He's the king of that generation. Yeah. You've got Sancho who's going to start putting up the numbers.
Even Vincenzo, Real Madrid. These boys.
Illich has been caning the league this season.
Yeah.
So there's a lot.
Is he the one that scored 4 goals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few, and then below them you've got Fati and those super young people. You got Haaland, man.
Haaland's
19.
Yeah.
The dude is a machine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I've never seen a striker like that. Yeah, it
Yeah.
just destroy the numbers. Let me check out his numbers.
yeah. Do you know what I
And
mean,
he's
Dan? But I
available.
just thought that was an interesting stat to read. Like the same people they're still doing it. They haven't been declining. Apart from Lacazette, his numbers have been going down every single year.
Who?
Lacazette, his numbers have been going down. His strike rate's like 13% now or something.
But I think under the right manager,
Yeah,
I always think this: a great manager can get the best out of a bad player,
yeah,
or a player with a bad attitude.
yeah,
And I say that because I just look at what Klopp's done to every single player in
yeah,
Liverpool, and it's the biggest improvements like Trent, Gomez,
yeah.
Robertson,
Oh yeah,
and even Mane. Because don't get me wrong, he was a serious footballer, but this season he's just taking it to another level. He's just
yeah,
taking it to another level.
yeah,
He's the best player in the world.
yeah. I think he's the
Yeah.
best player in the world.
Although the focus is still on Salah because they're saying they put him up with the players in Liverpool to reach 100,
Yeah,
in the fastest
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And
yeah,
there was
he
that
is.
he was up there, like ahead of like Owen, Suarez. Well, I think in the Premier League, actually, I think they were
Yeah, in the Premier
doing
League.
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
Whereas for me, irrespective of how fast you've reached 100,
yeah,
I think the only person ahead of him was Shearer.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
when I looked at those stats, people don't understand how good Shearer actually was.
Oh my god, I love
Oh
Shearer.
my god.
They don't like his stats speak volumes. Like
Yeah, yeah,
the number of goals that he scored. Well, the number of games he played to get to 100. It was really really fast.
yeah, yeah. No, I saw a
And Shearer,
brilliant thing on YouTube, right? Kevin, what's up? Thanks for joining. Put your questions to us. I saw this brilliant show, right? And it was about Ian Wright. That there's this
Yeah,
vintage football clothes shop in London. This massive
yeah,
warehouse that these two mates started up, right?
yeah, they do classic t-shirts, isn't it?
Yeah, and
Classic
Ian
football
Wright was
stuff.
going in there, and he was going through all his old shirts and picking out all these random shirts. Brilliant video, and he picked up Shearer, and he said the same thing. He goes, he was so underrated. Even now, people don't give Shearer what he thinks they deserve. Do you know what I mean? He's such a brilliant player. It was him, Batistuta, and another striker he picked out. Three strikers. Henri, I think it was. Yeah, Henri, and he was like, Shearer, because he's English as well. He reckons he doesn't get enough credit, and I think it's true.
yeah, yeah. I think so. I mean,
Looking
I
back,
I looked at the goals that he scored, and we know. I mean, he put his foot through the boot. Any goal that he scored, he really
yeah,
just. But
Yeah.
how many goals he scored and how fast he did it, and I mean, he was carrying that team, especially when he was at Blackburn with Chris Sutton and that partnership. I know that people say there were a few partnerships that rivaled them. It was only, I think, like Andy Cole and Dwight York, that pretty much rivaled them.
Phillips and
Yeah,
Quinn. Now Quinn and
yeah,
Quinn
yeah, yeah,
Phillips.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Huckabee and
um,
Dublin.
That could
yeah,
be in Dublin. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
little
good
and
one.
large, isn't it back then?
But he used
yeah,
to
Kevin
like
says
playing.
Shearer and Sheringham. Yeah, amazing partnership for England.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
No,
then,
yeah.
go on, Faraz.
No, go for it, man.
No, I was going to say, funny talking about the partnership because it makes you think, what partnership do you think would really gel well for England now? Or do you feel that now with so many different false number nines, do you think that we can go back to having those kind of like two strikers that will just work collectively and destroy and break down teams? And who would they be?
Well, before I answer that question, I just want to
Yeah,
address Kevin. He says York and Cole, best partnership I've seen. I
yeah.
think you'll find that it's Torvin and Dean. That's the best partnership it's ever been. Anyway,
They were great, man.
York and Cole were fantastic. But for me personally, being a Red, it's Aldridge and Rush every day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or Rush and Saunders. Anybody with Fowler. But I think Aldridge and Rush, that's the best partnership I've ever seen. Yeah, they were Aldridge is a goal machine, and Rush was a
Yeah.
goal machine, and they look like each other as well. It was scary how much they look.
Yeah, they do actually. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think your point is valid, D. You can't play 4-4-2 anymore because
Yeah.
if you listen to the top managers, the way that they play is they look to break the lines. Yes, they
Yeah.
identify strategically where these lines of transition are. So you've got transition going backwards to the goalkeeper to defense. You've got transition going forwards. It's hard to have transition when you have little and large because you know what you're going to get. The ball's going to bounce off one, and the little one's going to take it. So I think the way that football is played now with the false nine and the fluid top three, yeah, I think it's much more attractive than 4-4-2. I think 4-4-2 was brilliant when you're counter attacking, but now I think because there's so much fluidity in the tactics, it's a much better game. I personally think that. I think the partnerships have got. In fact, you'll see partnerships like we have at Liverpool with Robertson and Trent. Those are competitive partnerships within the same team, but not the same position, right? They don't actually, but they look to outdo each other. I don't think you're necessarily going to see 4-4-2 partnerships in the Premier League. Maybe in the Championship and further down. But yeah.
Yeah.
D&D spot, but the best partnership.
D&D spot. That's an inside joke. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. But then, what about? I guess I always think to myself of the new generation, the younger guys coming up, and I think for those guys for trying to break into the top. I'm gonna say top. I was gonna say top three, but nowadays you don't even know who the top three are. You know who the top two are, but top 3/4 teams. These youngsters, who do you think are the next generation that will really break into any of those top fours? Because they talk about Foden for Man City, but people are questioning whether he's to go out on loan to make himself better.
Do you think?
That's what people are
To
saying.
get more game time, maybe, but I think I think he just needs to play. I think he's a real deal, Foden. Are you saying? Do you think he's got something, or do you think he needs to get more games? Do you think he's got something?
He's got Corona. I hope not.
Probably has.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's good, but I think just like some players go out on loan and they come back a lot better. I think if he wants game time, and if people, for a lot of these players, it's not just about the game time, but it's about breaking into the England squad, because for a lot of them, that's their ultimate goal, to play for their country.
Yeah. But the good thing about the Euros moving is they got more time.
So say that again? 2 questions.
No, I was just going to finish that off before Faz gives his question. Now that the Euros have moved, they got more time, right, to break into the. So if he wanted to go out on loan, he could say Euros next year. I'm going to go to Germany this year. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's an advantage and disadvantage for some. It's advantageous for those guys who aren't breaking into their current teams.
Yeah.
So it gives them a bit longer to try and prove themselves. But for guys who are playing at an exceptionally high standard and rate, like Trent, Gomez, for them, I'm thinking to myself, if I were in their position, I want the Euros to be in 2020 because I'm having a great season.
Yeah, no, but
I
that's
don't
what
want
I
to
mean.
wait until 2021 because who knows what can happen in 2021. So I think for some guys it's going to be a good opportunity. For others, it's almost like they're going to have to go back and do it all over again. Hopefully, that's all.
No, it's true. That's a shame. Yeah, go on, Faz.
I think Foden shouldn't leave City. I think people need to trust Guardiola with what he's doing. Guardiola brought through Messi after the Rijkaard transition. You know, Guardiola's worked with some of the best young players in the world.
Yeah.
So I think they need to trust him. Guardiola knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be Guardiola. If this was Mourinho, then I'd say, he needs to leave because he would never sniff.
Yeah.
But Guardiola, I think, knows what he's doing. I personally think Guardiola's power is waning because what he likes to do is get out his checkbook. Yeah, he hasn't fully developed young talent like or given talent or really let the talent push on Yeah, I mean, he's done it to Sterling, I think, a little bit. Maybe to Gundogan, and a couple of others. De Bruyne, you could argue, if he didn't have injuries early on in his career, he'd already be De Bruyne. I think his talent is scary,
Yeah.
but he hasn't taken something like what's his face, Salah or someone, and just made them world class. So I'd
Yeah.
like to see that Guardiola, and it'll be nice if we can do that with Foden. But going back to Dee's question, D,
Yeah.
do you think that players want to play for England? Do you think that is the pinnacle of their career?
I do. I think if you know that you want to play for your national team or a national team, I think ultimately there's no greater. I think there's no greater joy than walking out and representing your country, because ultimately that's the highest level, that's the highest standard of football you're ever going to play at, to represent your country. So once I think because what it does, it proves that you're not just the best in the league, you're the best in your country to play in that position. So that's a whole another sphere that of, I guess, in as a form of accolades that you can kind of add to your belt, or look back on once you retired. Say, I actually represent my country, and we were able to go to the World Cup. So I do think as footballers, at a club level, Champions League is the highest level that you want to attain. But internationally, it's kind of like you want to then take it to the next step, which would be internationally. You want to play with the best. For any of us, when we work, we want to work with the best, the brightest minds. As a footballer, I want to play with the best. I want to play with the best and compete at the highest level possible.
But Faz, why were you saying that reluctantly? Do you not think that? Because Darnell said highest level possible. So are you saying that international level doesn't represent the highest level possible? It
No,
may. It
it's
may
not the
not. It
highest.
may. It may not.
I don't think it's the highest level possible anymore.
What,
I think
internationally,
internationally, yeah.
or for
I
England?
think for England, I think international competition is, in terms of pure spectacle, pure competition, I think the Champions League is the number one competition in the world. It really is. And then if you look below that, I think the Copa Libertadores, that is a beast to win.
Yeah.
I think that if you're looking at just a pure sporting challenge, I'd say Champions League is harder than the World Cup to win.
Yeah.
You say Champions League is harder than the World Cup?
Yeah,
It is because you can get an easy run into the World Cup.
Because it's randomized, whereas Champions League, you got to earn your spot there.
Yeah, you got to earn your spot, and not only do you have to earn your spot in that season to win it, not only you have to earn the right to win it, you have to earn the right to get placed, to be in a group, to earn the right to win it.
Yeah,
in the first place.
Yeah.
And I think the format of the Champions League, as it was before in the early 90s when it first became the Champions League, when you only had one team, like it was a pure Champions League, and then they had two teams, then three teams, and now four. That's the purest form of football competition. When you have one champion from each country, and they go and play in European competition. That's for me, that's the purest form. So I think the World Cup, in terms of pressure of nations, it's a different ball game.
It's just.
But
you're right.
From a football perspective, I would watch the Champions League every day. I think if I was a player, I would choose the Champions League.
Mm. But then Kevin's saying you've just described the World Cup seeding. But I think with the World Cup, no, there's something about because of how it is grouped up, right? Where you can get.
It's how they've fractioned the European side of the World Cup now, where there's so many smaller teams.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just a money grab. Whereas before, when you had strong teams in each pot, or in each group, it was hard to qualify for the World Cup. You remember the stick that Graham Taylor got, 92, when he didn't qualify for the World Cup. His face was piles of shit at the on the back of the sun and all of that. That was hard because people knew it was a hard thing to do, to qualify for the World Cup. Now, England are unbeaten in qualifying, and they're playing Muppets. So
Yeah,
it is diluted the competition.
No, but when you think as well, right? Look back at the Champions League winners over the last 10, 12 years or whatever, right? It's always the same names coming up, isn't it? The elite teams, like Porto broke that
Tottenham,
mold. Porto broke that
Tottenham,
mold back then.
Tottenham
Um,
did the back to back. Do you remember?
Tottenham.
Sorry.
yeah,
And Inter was amazing at the time. But whereas the World Cup, you can get like a freak, like a Senegal or one of these teams, South Korea,
South Korea.
that
Yeah.
gets all the way. Just their passion takes them. But in the Champions League, that only takes you so far. It does come
yeah,
down to quality. Look at that game. Look at Liverpool against Atletico the other day. Yeah?
yeah.
And some people were cussing Atletico for being defensive. I love how Simone sits out his team, but the quality of both teams, Liverpool going forward in Atletico, the way they defend and the way they work together is amazing to watch on both sides.
Yeah.
Technically, it was a great game. I loved it. So it's
True,
a
but
different kettle of fish, isn't it?
So
and these go on, Faraz.
I got a question for you boys. Which country would you like to see win the World Cup aside from the big names like France, Germany, Brazil, all that? Who would you like to win the World Cup?
An African country.
An African
I'd love
country.
to see. I'd love to see maybe Egypt, Mali, Senegal. I'm
Ghana.
not saying Ghana. I'm not saying Nigeria because that's full of like 40-year-old men saying they're 22 and 23 and stuff like
Igalo,
that.
man.
That's what I do on the weekend. That's what I do.
I want like a legitimate team to win it.
I'm a legitimate man.
Because the moment you're seeing Obafemi Martins coming back into the World Cup,
He's still 18, isn't it? He's still 18,
or
though.
Canoe. Huh?
He's still 18, isn't it, Martins?
Or Canoe.
Yeah.
But I would love to see an African country, and I think we will see it in our lifetime. We will see an African country win it, because I think nowadays people are stopping and standing up and realizing actually there's a wealth of talent in Africa, and we don't have to pay excessive amounts to get them.
Yeah. The thing is, though, Dan, I'd love to see that. But looking back again, I think the golden age of African football is done. We've seen it. We saw look at that Nigeria team that we saw before. All those great players. Look at the Senegal team with all those players, right? I don't think I think that's done.
Kevin saying Mauritius.
That's done for a while, yeah. Robin's saying Holland need a World Cup win. Holland need to bounce back. They've been dead in the water for years now, isn't it, on the international stage? But I think they're quite good now.
Holland have always underachieved, though. I mean, and I'm talking about going back into the 98, 2000s. I think 2002, they didn't even qualify, I don't think.
Yeah, they missed out on one of them, yeah.
Yeah, they missed out. And you're thinking, they had a great team because back then they had Van Persie, you had Burke. Like they should have. They had but the reality is that a lot of teams don't perform. And whether it's stage fright, I don't know, because we will never know on that platform. But there are teams when you look on paper, they should be breezing through to the semi-finals and finals.
The last great Holland team was when Bergkamp was amazing. Do you remember that World Cup?
Yeah, of course.
They had like Frank de Boer and all that. That was the last great team.
The last great Holland team was '88 with Gullit.
Van Basten.
Van Basten. Yeah, man.
That's the only Holland team.
Yeah, those are the three: Rijkaard, Van Basten, and
Yeah. There's not been the Bergkamp Holland team wasn't as good as that at all.
No, they weren't. They weren't as good. But even like Belgium should be World Cup winners, or at least finalists.
Oh yeah.
Belgium should be World Cup.
They're going to look back, and if they don't win a major trophy with the team they've got, especially when you look at the talent, you've got Merton, you've got the two brothers, the two Hazards.
Yeah.
You've got Lukaku, who his stats actually for Belgium are phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're going to look back. De Bruyne.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've still got a great defense, a great midfield, a good goalkeeper. If they don't win something within the next 4 years,
Yeah.
they're going to become an aging team, and they're going to look back on it with regrets.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's what I mean, like of the golden generation. Same with England. If we can't win something with Rio and Scholes, Gerrard, and all that lot, if we
Yeah,
got no, then you have to wait another how many years? Do you know what I mean?
I think
and
the chat's blowing up. So Kevin says Mauritius, and he'll
Yeah.
play for them. I'll play for Mauritius. Apparently, they've got a Premier League team. Mauritius have a Premier League team.
Oh my
That's
god,
right,
we
a
should
Premier
go.
League.
Yeah,
Let me see, Mauritian Premier
I could
League.
go and do a football show in Mauritius.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe
Let's go
Dan,
and
you can
do
come on it.
or show Mauritian League.
I'll fly
yeah,
you out. I'll
easy.
fly you boys out.
We'll talk about that maybe after a few months. We'll let the coronavirus die down, and then hopefully we'll pick it up from there. But yeah,
They've got a Mauritian League. And then Kevin saying best World Cup you boys have seen.
Bloody hell, that's a good one.
the best World Cup.
Oh, that's easy.
The
Italian
Italian
90. Yeah,
Yeah.
Italian 90
Yeah.
has got to be.
What about you, D?
Yeah. What about you, Kev? Robin?
I quite liked. I think I quite liked the 2002 World Cup, even though there were some teams that were missing. And I remember that because I was studying in Jamaica,
Right.
and it was a big thing. Actually, I did like the 2006 World Cup. I think that was the one with Ronaldinho where he lobbed Seaman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the one. Brazil, yeah, v England. I quite like that.
Italy won that, is it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know.
I don't know.
But go on.
Yeah, for me it was 86, Mexico 86, Italia 90, and 2002 when Ronaldo scored 2 in the final.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a World Cup.
Actually,
That's my favorite. Those are my favorite World Cups.
I'm trying to think actually going back to some of the World Cups with Bebeto and Romario actually,
Yeah.
because there were some powerful World Cups with them actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Was
90,
Italian 90?
94? That was 94.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what happened to them really. What happened to Romario and Bebeto afterwards? I really don't know what
man.
happened.
USA 94 was a great World Cup.
Great World Cup.
Great World Cup. You had like Stoichkov and Hadji, man. Hadji was amazing. That was when Maradona was high, innit? Running towards the camera.
No, 94.
He was high, man.
Maradona with his crack face.
Yeah. And when Diana Ross missed a penalty for a massive football in the opening ceremony.
Wait, no, I'm gonna Ross.
Open goal.
This is penalty. Wait. I'm gonna share my screen. We have to.
God, I don't know how this is gonna work. What do I do now? Yeah.
Will it work?
Don't worry.
No.
It'll work.
Unless you can put it in your Skype window, it won't work.
It will have to be in my Skype window,
Okay.
innit?
So Kevin says while you're doing that, Italian 90, but 98 comes close.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
We can see it, but no one else can.
Look at this. It's a pretty crappy picture.
No, we can see it.
Dino Ross, yeah. So while you're watching that, Italian 98 comes close. That's drama with Owen.
Look at this.
Yeah, she missed this open goal. You guys go and watch Dino Ross missing open. Ridiculous. It's brilliant. Michael Owen scored a great goal in 98, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Was that the solo run?
Yeah, solo run.
And he was so young then.
He was so young. Ronaldo drama, Kevin says. Yeah, he had a lot of Ronaldo drama. If you could put yourself back first, because you've gone really small in the OBS for some reason. And then 94, Leonardo's elbow, red card. Yeah, I remember that. Bloody hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I guess there have been so many World Cups, but then you realise how far back we remember.
Yeah.
You know, and
No, exactly,
I guess and how influential and how much we've loved and still been passionate about football.
Yeah.
Do you think you're still passionate about World Cups, Steve? Or Faith?
I've gone off of international football a lot.
Yeah, not as much. It's only certain games where you kind of want to, because I guess it goes back to what you were saying. With the Champions League, we're putting the best to the best. Yeah, you kind of know that some teams will steamroll others, but it's not going to be as bad as some of the World Cup, the seeded teams against the non-seeded teams in the World Cup, where you just know it's not even. But there's no point watching it because it's just not going to be competitive. So I'll only watch certain games.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch. I'm not. I wouldn't watch. I'm trying to think. I just think what a crap team is. Like I wouldn't watch Northern Ireland v Brazil.
Why?
I just wouldn't do it.
I
just wouldn't do it.
I watched Brazil mash up Northern Ireland.
Yeah, I wouldn't waste my time. I wouldn't waste my time.
No, I've seen some crap. Some of the worst games I've ever seen. I watched Greece Nigeria in what I think 2 World Cups ago. It was like one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
It brings up some bad games, man.
Yeah, that's why.
What are your top 3 one-hit wonders?
Football players, not musicals.
Football players,
One
not
hit
music.
wonder. Oh, that's a good one. One hit wonders, I guess. What would that be? One season.
Recast, I think Chesney Hawks.
One hit wonders.
Who had a great? Which footballers ever had a great season then they disappeared? Just a one great season. That's tough. That's hard.
Forlan. No, Forlan didn't even have a season.
But he played good. He played well for a country.
I would say Juninho at Middlesbrough. He only had one good season here.
Do you think? But
Yeah.
Didn't he come back?
Ravanelli at Middlesbrough. One hit.
He was good. Yeah, but he was good
Jeffers,
before.
that's a brilliant
When he was
one.
at,
Sorry, Dan.
because he was at Juve before, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was brilliant at Juve.
No, I mean in the Premier. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he had a solid career at Juve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Emerson at Middlesbrough. He was a brilliant player, though.
No, but he was brilliant at Fiorentina.
Yeah. Yeboah. Kevin says Yeboah. Which is true. You know what? Igalo's goal the other day reminded me of Yeboah's goal. And then Jeffers.
Roque Santa Cruz. Blackburn.
Yeah.
What happened to that guy?
No, but do you remember he went to City after that? I think for big bucks, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I got another one. Yeah, Michael Ricketts.
Oh, come on.
Oh yeah.
Ricketts was
But you could say Benteke as well, though, because he had a brilliant season at Villa. People are saying he's the next best thing, and he died. He scored like 20 goals.
Yeah,
and he died.
But if we're talking about one-hit wonders or people who've had just crap seasons after making a big transfer, then we're looking at tons of people like Andy Carroll.
Yeah,
Andy Carroll. You're looking at Kevin Phillips. Only had one season where he scored 30 goals.
To be honest, we can think of a few Liverpools because there were some bad signings that Julia and some of the other guys made for Liverpool over the time. Aquilani.
Oh my God, yeah, Aquilani. Do you remember him?
Aquilani.
What was that?
Aquilani. There was another guy actually. He was a defender. We bought him Coates. Do you remember Coates?
Yeah, Coates. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Liverpool have been known to have some bad signings. I mean, we can't move away from that.
Yeah. Kevin says Torres post Liverpool. Did he even have a good season when he left Liverpool? At Chelsea? I don't think so. Yeah, it was crap.
It was the easiest 50 million we made.
Yeah.
Poborski for Czech Republic. Poborski didn't do anything after that World Cup or that European Championship.
Yeah. Although I liked him, I thought he was a decent player.
Salif Diao.
But do you think? No, it's an interesting one. They came to Liverpool, didn't they? And I was thinking about that guy who was spitting the other day. He used to spit at people. Diouf. What the hell was that about? What did he do though? I mean, he didn't
I
score
like-
that many goals.
He was shit. Straight up.
But he scored important goals sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, and he scored goals, but yeah, he was. But remember, once again, it was a hype of the World Cup. That's where I think people have cottoned on to the fact that you can't buy off the back of the World Cup because it's an inflated price and it's not a true reflection of their talent.
Yeah. And playing for their
They've only had a
country, it's
bunch
the
of
passion, a lot of passion, right, and stuff like that. It's like it's different. But then they bought Diao as well, isn't it, to help him out in midfield.
That was his friend.
That was his mate, yeah.
Kevin's
Kevin
like
is saying
Spanish,
Jeffers.
They talked about his
Jeffers, definitely.
Yeah.
Because he talked about Geoff talked about what he thought of Steven Gerrard, and he said he hated him. He said he wasn't a nice person, and they clashed a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Geoff had an ego. I think he was a good player. I think deep down he's a really good player, but it's just attitude and ego, man. It's all wrong.
Yeah, he was.
Nasty piece of work.
But then we also had players like when I think of the African players, French Africans, because you think of like Cinema Ponga, and Cisse.
Cisse, I like Cisse. Cisse,
which was a great signing.
Yeah,
it was a great signing.
Cisse.
Yeah, Djibril Cisse.
Oh yeah.
You have blonde hair.
Yeah, he was good. Who was this guy?
Didn't we sign Abel Xavier?
You did sign Abel Xavier.
Yeah, because he had the hair
blonde hair as well. Yeah.
Oh, we made some shit signings.
I know.
Who's this guy? Kamara.
Chris Kamara.
No, not Chris Kamara. Kamara, remember?
Yeah, of course.
Kamara.
Was that Liverpool?
Yeah,
I remember him.
Then he went to Saudi for big bucks.
Yeah, Titi Kamara.
But then, so who do you think are going to be the top three / top 4 next season, and in the order of how they'll finish?
Bloody hell! Robert, it brings up a lot of questions, Don. You see, because I'm looking at players. Take Liverpool. Look at players like Milner, right? Mm-hmm. How old is Milner now?
He's not old enough. He's got another 2 years.
33, 34.
Easy.
You know.
Milner's still going. Like Milner, like we know Milner's still got a couple of years left in him. Easy.
I think next season, City will come back hard, man. They're gonna sign some. Have they got transfer ban? No.
Just Champions League ban.
Just Champions League.
They're gonna sign Mbappe this summer. Yeah.
No, but what Mbappe's going to play no Champions League football? Yeah, no, City will not sign those players. They will not. The Champions League is too big. Mbappe's not going to sacrifice no Champions League football. I think Liverpool won't win the league for another 10 years after this season.
What, you don't think they can do it next year?
I don't think it'll be a dynasty. I think it's too fragile. The Liverpool team is too fragile. There's not enough strength and depth. The bench doesn't look good. I think Klopp, after a few defeats, Klopp's looking a bit shaky. Yeah. I think that it's not going to be a dynasty like United. I think Klopp will do it once more. We'll tie on 20 league titles. Yeah. 6 Champions Leagues. At least when we get 20, we're the most successful team in English football history.
Yeah.
And then I think that's it. We'll wait another 15 years or so.
You think so?
Whatever. I think so.
What do you think, Dan?
It's just looking too shaky.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Klopp probably realizes that he's bought well, he spent well this season, but I think he realizes that there are still areas of concern that if one or two of those individuals become injured, then our backups are liabilities. Classic example, goalkeepers.
Yeah.
Our backup, he had a few good games.
God.
No, but the thing is, when Alisson was out, Adrian had a few good games beginning of the season. It was like, oh, this is great. But then we started to see traits of Karius. And you know what I mean? So for me, as a number 2, Adrian should be a number 3.
Traits of
know,
Carius. Sounds like a
yeah,
book.
traits of Paris for
Like a
me.
poem.
He should be.
Dante. Like Dante.
Yeah.
Dante's Inferno. Traits of Carius.
Yeah, I mean, and even I think also defensively, Van Dijk's there. You know, he's not replaceable, but
Mm.
thank goodness he hasn't really been out for a long period of time. But Gomez was out. Lovren stepped in, and Lovren, he's a liability. Sometimes he can have a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know what's dramatic, whether he's falling down in the peg, but I think Henderson hasn't played. We've missed that kind of driving force. Whereas if we had a Grealish or somebody else, it's kind of like Henderson's out, Grealish steps in or whatever. So I think Klopp's going to look at those areas, to be honest.
I think Minamino's a good player as well, so he'll come in. He'll come good.
I hope so. I've got an idea for you boys. Yeah, listen to this. Yeah. Now there's no football. I think the three of us should play Football Manager. Yeah, but in one unique way. Yeah. So, for example, if I get the game, I stream it, and we all pick the team. Yeah, we all decide the tactics.
Oh, at the same time.
Live.
Yeah, just do it on Discord. Just open a Discord, isn't it? We can do it live.
Yeah, we live stream it. Yeah, and it's like the three of us are managers. Yeah, we can pick some shitty team.
Yeah,
we can try and win the Champions League with some shitty team. But the three of us have to make decisions on management, tactics, training, all of that. Like Face could be head coach. Jesus, you could be head of training. I could be head of, something for example. But we all come together and we should do
head of training. Don was so excited.
Head of training.
And then you made me head coach, and you Don head of training.
I don't know what. Assistant manager. That's it. Assistant manager. I could be scouting. I just want to spend the cash.
No, you can be head coach, and then we can be like.
I don't be
backroom staff, innit? Technical director.
Yeah, I don't know. The training.
Forget the title.
Head of training.
That sounds just like one of those redundant roles where
you don't have any responsibilities. Yeah,
you don't have any responsibilities. Yeah. You're going to believe that you're making the decisions, but you're not really making decisions. You believe that your contributions are valid, but they're not really. Yeah, I don't know about that, but
no, and we can get the chat to help us with our decisions. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? We choose a team. Yeah, some shitty team like Man United or something. Tottenham. Yeah. And we decide together, on the tactics, everything. We let the chat decide. Yeah. So we all play Football Manager together. One game a week or twice a week. What do you think?
Yeah, but I mean, is it how long are the games?
I don't know. You can simulate them. You don't need to watch them. You can simulate them. Speed them up, innit?
Yeah, we won't watch them. You sim them. And you can stop it halfway.
But then can we
He's gone.
What? Can you hear me?
Are you still there, Faith?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Faz, can you hear me? Don, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Faraz is
Don can hear me.
Yeah. No, but then what happens if we're in disagreement? So do the majority oust the one in the minority?
It's all gone.
What's all gone?
What's gone?
All gone?
You've frozen, Faraz.
Yeah.
Hello?
I think Faraz is frozen.
Yeah.
You're back.
I don't know. You froze.
What happened there?
I don't know. We're not doing anything. No, but Darnell's saying, what happens when there's a disagreement? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I think Faraz is frozen.
Frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen.
Dial back in if you can.
My internet's dead.
Your internet's dead.
Because I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea. We could do that, but then
Yeah.
it depends on how many viewers we get to watch us, so that to decide on
Yeah.
what our tactics would be. Oh, you're back now, Faraz.
Can you see me?
Yeah, you're back.
Can you hear us?
My internet's dropping out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
hear you.
No, Darnell was saying it depends how many viewers we have watching us. Like currently we have 7 viewers. So hello chat, who's out there. We've been going quite long. So if you've got any questions for us, let us know. We'll round off the show soon. But yeah, it's a good idea for us to do that. But
Yeah.
Darnell's saying, what if we disagree? Then the head of training will have to go in it.
What are you
No.
talking about, bastards?
But then,
Head of training.
but then we leave it to the chat. Let the chat pick for us.
Yeah, but if for whatever
Like Big
reason
Brother.
there are no individuals on the chat, then it's a case of the
We'll
majority.
toss a coin. It's the majority, yeah. The majority vote.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine as long as none of you get coronavirus, because we can't have our regular team meetings then, because I wouldn't want to be around you lot.
What? No, yeah. I mean, we'll be fine. Just bring some hand sanitizer and some toilet paper. We'll be all right.
So chat, before we close it out, let's get some questions from the chat. There's 8 viewers, so what's up, viewers? Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Centre Circle Football Show. Let us know if you got any questions for us. No football at the moment. Crazy times, man.
I know coronavirus.
Mad, yeah.
is-
Just to think about it, yeah. Taking over.
I know it is something, isn't it? When you think that it's impacted football globally, well, sports globally.
That's what I was telling Faz the other day. It's like, even if we said, right, let's stop talking about coronavirus, it affects every single thing that you try and talk about. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's mad. Like, I've never seen anything like this.
I know.
It's crazy.
I guess the powers that be, and obviously even from the number of billions or millions that companies would have lost, especially in the footballing world,
Yeah.
for those who would have planned to hold Euro 2020,
Yeah.
airlines, hotels, they've lost millions.
Everything. All
Yeah.
these supply chains. Gone.
Yeah.
Gone.
And it makes you
Kevin's
think
saying that
about
he'll be the team monsieur.
what?
What's that? He's frozen again.
No, I heard him say something about a team monsieur, but
Oh no,
I'm-
Kevin says he's happy to be the team masseur.
Kev's happy to do that.
Yeah.
And Kev, you know it's going to be all
Happy
men.
ending.
Kev, you know that's
Happy ending, Kev.
Kev knows it's going to be a team full of 11 men and more.
We'll be on the chat, yeah, and Kev will be like, turn over.
We'll be like, Kev, this is virtual, you know that, right? We'll say, turn over. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But then, okay, so Kev's going to be
Cool,
the team
man.
monsieur.
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
All right. So Kev's the team monsieur. Okay, that's cool.
Head of training.
Head of training, virtual men.
Yeah, I think. By the way, do you guys do FIFA or Pro?
So I do pro. Normally,
Okay.
trying to get back into focus. I normally do pro, but I could do FIFA. Like, I don't mind.
Okay.
No, Football Manager.
No, I'm talking about online
I mean,
Yeah, I'm talking about Football Manager.
or the PS4.
PS4. No,
No.
okay. What do you want? Why are you saying that, Dan? You wanted to do something with? You play FIFA, right?
Huh?
To be honest, I haven't played in a long time. The last time was when you boys came around.
That was last year.
Yeah, it's a long time. So basically, what? I know we could do that like an online thing possibly.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there isn't going to be any football happening right now.
That's what I mean.
I mean, so do you think that they're actually going to just extend the football season?
Apparently they said in the statement today, right, that they have to finish the domestic seasons. That's what they want to do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they're going to probably play it out until like during the summer, something like that.
But that just means that does that mean that the next season will start at the same time or just a bit later?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I mean. The whole thing's screwed up. Exactly. Especially with the Euros now next year.
Because
What is that
they'll
going to mean?
because they're going to need a break. Ideally,
Yeah.
they're going to need a break. So then it poses a question: will their break be shortened, or I don't know how long? Where will the breaks occur?
Yeah. I mean, seeing as we don't even have a. Do we have a winter break? We have
I think they I think they do have a winter break because I remember Klopp was talking about
Yeah.
when we would play the finals.
Yeah.
We were going to play some replays, and it would have been tough because we had to play the finals of the World Club Cup.
Yeah.
So I think it was that would have been our winter break, but because we had the replay also against, I think it was against Villa
Yeah.
or somebody, yeah. So I don't know, but they're gonna have to work out something.
Yeah. Kevin says, can't we just do Sabutio instead? We were talking about that
Back,
last night.
we're
Sabutio,
we're
yeah.
getting back in the days, Kev. I don't even know if they did. I'm just checking online now to see if they even sell Sabutio.
Yeah. Sabutio was
That
crazy.
we could do that. We could come around. We'd go around to one of the houses and
Yeah.
play Sabutio.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good idea. I'm just having a look to see. It's still Maze.
Yeah.
All right. We should try and pick up a Sabutio and see how that goes.
We should. Let's try it. I think
All right then.
Faz has dropped off. I think his internet's died.
All right, cool.
So I
And
think we'll
what
round
time
it
is it
up.
now?
Yeah, we'll round
Yeah,
it up to
cool.
12:15. So Dan, thanks for joining me.
Yeah.
We had to set it up. Sorry about the sound issues in the beginning, but we got there in the end. So let's
Yeah, we
see
did.
when they make a decision on what they're going to do for the season and that. We can get together and
Yeah.
have a chat about that, isn't it? See what's going to
All
happen.
right, sounds good.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right,
Thanks
cool.
everyone in the chat and
All
take
right,
care.
thanks everyone.
See ya.
All
Bye.
right, see you later. Bye.